Welcome to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. And since it's October, I should probably add, and what really scares the living daylights out of me. And that's what we're here to talk about. That's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about some classic horror films. And we have my good friend Maury.
Hi, how are y'all?
Yeah. Horror aficionada. She really knows her horror. And we have 3 doozies for today. The devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. In other words, when in doubt, the devil really did do it in these movies. He never usually makes an actual appearance, though. He's a sneaky villain.
He's a sneaky little devil.
He's a sneaky little devil. Exactly. Oh boy. And we have in the chat the fantastic, the brilliant, the polar bear himself, Snortapoopus Cuber.
Thank you for Snortapoopus.
We love you, Snortapoopus. Thank you. Yes, as you can see here at Miss Martin Muses, we love our animals. We have a lot of animals that show up in the chat, and we have one in Maury's icon here.
That's Rufus.
Rufus
is asleep in his cat tower next to me right now.
Well, that's a good place for a cat to be instead of being in the way. Oh, look, Snortapoopus is waving a paw. He is waving a paw, or she. I think it's a he. Well, thank you, Snortapoopus. Well, we're here to talk about 3 movies, and one of them I just watched all the way through for the first time, and that is going to be the first movie we are going to discuss, and it is none other than Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby. Take us out, Maury. What's the deal with Rosemary's Baby?
Oh, it was made in 1968. It's about this young couple just moved into this apartment, and the husband is an actor, and he just does like commercials, and he's been in a couple of plays. And they move into this creepy apartment building that has a long history with violence and weird happenings. But they take the apartment anyway.
Because they're stupid.
Oh. And Rosemary's just very innocent and very naive. And then she gets taken advantage of.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
And it all goes south. In more ways than one, too, by the end. Yeah. Oh, Snortapoopus is a he. Yeah. And when was it made, Maury? I think that you got that.
1968.
It was 1968. And was it one of the first movies that Mia Farrow did? Am I right?
I guess so. I think so.
Yeah, she was awfully young.
Yeah, very young.
Yeah, and warning alert, if you've never wanted to see Mia Farrow topless, don't watch this movie. That's just all I got to say about that. Yeah, gosh, I was traumatized for life on it. Yeah. And of course, as Rosemary is going through this living nightmare, she's finding out that the people in her building are actually part of this witch's coven. And little does she know, her husband has literally made a deal with the devil to basically have the devil use his wife to conceive his Antichrist kind of son.
Yep.
And it's very disturbing. It's so messed up. The scene where the conception happens is incredibly disturbing, and it's supposed to be. And
yeah,
I think that this is as far as we'll get as far as Roman Polanski, but it's not a surprise that he's the one that was behind this. It's like, oh gee, he's filming a non-consensual scene. Lovely.
Yeah, the director that shall not be named.
Exactly. Oh, oops, I named him, but yeah, the director that shall not be named.
Yeah.
And part of what makes this film so horrifying, the parts of it that I found horrifying, is that at every turn, everyone is gaslighting her. And whenever she thinks she's got someone to listen to her or someone's going to help her, it's like it all gets sabotaged. The rug just keeps being pulled from underneath her, and I think that for me is what makes the horror real. Is it's very much like you're in a living nightmare. You know, the way it is when you're having a nightmare and you're trying to get out of it and you're trying to run but you can't run and it's slow, and also the fact that it's her husband that's doing a lot of the gaslighting of her in this. So at
Yep.
every turn, he's always having up with a reason. It's like, oh, you're imagining things. Oh, yeah. And then when she kind of remembered the non-consensual moment with the devil, he tried to explain it by saying, "Oh, I just went ahead and decided to have sex with you while you were passed out," which
is disturbing on its own.
yeah, that should have been sign number 1. And she even like tries to go to a doctor to get help, and he goes and calls another doctor and her husband, which is completely unhippa of them.
Yeah. Well, before HIPAA. Why HIPAA laws were made.
Yeah, well, and I don't know. I looked at some critical literature of it, and in a way, it kind of did show the horror, if you will, of a woman who wasn't in control of her life. Like, see, that was back in the day when women really didn't have equal rights, and you know they would just downplay it as hysteria, or I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the fact that she just couldn't do anything without everyone knowing about it, without her husband knowing about it.
Yep.
And that was before, and not in a stalkery kind of a way. Yeah. Well, what was your favorite part of the movie, Maury?
I don't think I really have a favorite part. I mean, I like the movie overall because I like the atmosphere and I like the kooky characters, and I really like Ruth Gordon.
Okay, yeah. What part did Ruth Gordon play?
The neighbor, the one that kept giving Rosemary the tennis root drinks and making the smoothies and the cakes and things like that.
Oh, and the ambulance. Yeah. So her neighbor, the one that kind of got her into it, like feeding like this devil herb or something. I don't know what that was.
Tennis root. Yeah, it was a made up thing for the movie, but for the story, but.
Yeah, and so she was like an old lady who was part of the witches' coven. She was married to the guy who was along the line of witches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so you liked her. You mean you just liked her performance of it?
Yeah, I like her, and I liked her and some other things she's been into. I like Whatever Happened to Aunt Alice, that came out in '69, and
oh, I didn't realize that was her.
Mm-hmm. Harold and Maude in 1971. And then that Don't Go to Sleep TV movie that was 1982.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good one. That's a good TV movie.
Oh, talk about a blast from the past. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Snortopoopas Keeper says it definitely makes one paranoid about living in spooky old apartment buildings with nosy neighbors. Yes, it
Yes.
does. Yeah, and especially if your nosy neighbor makes you chocolate mousse and it tastes funny, don't eat it.
Chocolate mouse.
Yeah, chocolate mouse. Yeah, you just might find yourself impregnated with by the devil. Not okay.
And poor Rosemary, though. She was so innocent.
Yeah. Well, they even said in the story, if I'm right, that she was like from the Midwest, like from Nebraska or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere in the middle. And she they did talk about a little bit about her religious background where so she was raised a Catholic, and there was a talk with the witch guy, but we didn't know he was a witch, where he talks about how, well, I believe in reason and all that. So at first, his argument against religion isn't anything that raises any alarm bells. It's like, oh, okay. And they even talk about the philosophy that was going on at the time when Time Magazine had "Is God Dead?" or whatever. So they had that philosophical discussion, and she was just completely lost in that. It's like she's never really been exposed to different ideas, and very sheltered. And when you think about the times, she would have been raised she would have been born like in the 40s, and she probably went to a convent school and all that, and was fish out of water and married. But of course, they take all of those and turn them on their head. At the end, the devil guy's like, God is dead, but he really means it. He's not talking about philosophy. And his thing about religion was that because he hated it, because like the Pope was visiting and he was all mad about that. And you realize, oh, it was because he's serving Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Snortopoopa says chocolate mousse sounds yummy. Yes, it is. Just don't eat it if it tastes funny. What'd she say? It tasted chalky. Yeah.
Yeah. It had an undertaste, is what she said.
Yeah. And he's like, eat up. And that's when you should. That's another red flag. It's like, why are you so obsessed with me eating this, you weirdo? Yeah.
Yeah. And also, what you said while we were watching this movie, you talked about Terry, the lady in the laundry.
Oh, yes.
Whenever they met, and you said, because she's wearing that tennis root necklace, and you were saying, I bet the devil, rejected her. Like she was going to be set up to be the mother of the child, but then she got rejected.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, hey, I've got a better prospect.
Yeah. And I was thinking too, what we've also talked about before is like Rosemary would be more attractive to him because she's so innocent and naive and kind of more pure of soul than Terry was, because Terry, she'd been around.
Oh yeah, she was a drug addict.
Yeah. And it'd be where Satan could like corrupt her. He thought, corrupt her soul or whatever.
Yeah, that he's more perverted that way. Well, and they even made it like she was kind of like the anti-Mary, because how Mary was all pure and that she was like all pure. And then at the end of the movie, all the Satanists are talking about her the way like people might talk about Mother Mary. They're like, oh, is that the mother? And they were like revering her at the end of it as a kind of inversion too. So that's something that definitely Satan would be attracted to. That's an interesting point. Yeah.
Yeah, but
the conquest is bigger.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, of course, I was also thinking, like, Rosemary didn't choose it, so I think she would still be innocent.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like her soul is okay.
Yeah.
It's just that Satan's such a jerk that he would think, ha 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 ha, this
Like,
is
I
more
got her.
fun.
And, and he didn't get Rosemary. I mean, I think she's still. Like,
I
I
don't
think
know.
her son. I don't
At
know. I was kind of thinking Adrian might still have a chance to be saved through her. Because I think she's still innocent through all of it.
It's possible, but I actually interpreted it at the end when she starts rocking the baby and stuff and they're all smiling.
Mm.
I actually interpreted that she was actually going to be sucked into it eventually. Well, because they were all telling her, you don't have to join us, wink, wink.
Yeah.
And then he was so happy when she heard the baby crying and then wanted to go to it. But you're right,
Yeah.
it could go either way. I mean, who's to say
Yeah.
that
It's a
good will
50-50
win in the
chance.
end?
I mean, he is half human.
That's true. Now, we never get to see Satan baby.
No, you see his eyes.
Yeah.
And then they describe him.
Yeah, I guess he has little hooves and
Yeah, little hooves and little hands.
Oh gosh, but that was creepy though. They also draped his bed his in a black. Again, it was the total opposite of what was pure, because she had like a white bed for the baby with all draped, and his was all black and with a upside down cross on top of it. That was creepy.
Yeah.
Everything was inverted.
Yep.
Oh gosh. It was creepy. I mean, I was telling Maury after I saw it on Friday that I wasn't sure what I thought about it. You know, it was just like, what did I just see? But there are lots of layers to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Sort of Poopa says, "Aw, baby has such cute little hoosies."
I bet he did.
I bet they were cute little hoosies.
He was a cute little devil child.
Yeah, son of Satan. Now, they gave him the name Adrian. It just occurred to me, what is the name Adrian? Let's see, what does Adrian mean? Because she wanted to call her baby Andrew, and she was always calling him Andrews, which, is one of the apostles. I'm just curious, what does Andrew mean?
Yeah, Adrian. Yeah,
Adrian. Sorry, Adrian.
Yeah, they said, but I forgot what it was.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's like some sort of inversion on Andrew. It means son of Adria. I guess was Adria like a name of?
I don't know.
I don't know either. The river Adria from blah blah. Okay, if anyone knows, this is interesting. I just came up with Adrian, name meaning origin. The name Adrian is of Latin origin, means son of Adria and dark one. Aha. Well, there you go. Dark one versus, Andrew. So now you know. Okay. And as far as stats, I mean, this was a very commercially successful movie, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And it won a Oscar, or it won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah, Ruth Gordon won that.
Okay. And I mean, I think it really made Mia Farrow a star, even if it wasn't her first movie. Yeah. And she does hold her own in this.
They did make a TV movie sequel, but it kind of is pretty bad.
Yeah. We pretend. I've read a little bit of what that synopsis was. It didn't sound like it was any good.
Yeah.
Oh, check this out. The name Andrew means strong and manly or brave. There you are. So he's the opposite. Stupid Satanists. Yeah. Well, they actually mix up witchcraft and Satanism in it. That they're both. Yeah. It's not one. Well, that they're together. Necessary. No. Oh, welcome, Corey Cochran. Welcome to Miss Smart Muses. We are talking about Rosemary's Baby, creepy Satan children. Yeah. Well, and they would do spells. That would kill people. So I'm sure that's what. Yeah, I'm sure that's what they did to the chick who they originally wanted to be Satan's mom, baby mama. Yeah, that made her jump off the building.
Yep.
And man, she took out a car too when she did that. A little buggy. Yeah. Yep. Well, I remember I felt like there was something wrong with that because the husband and wife who had taken her in, they're just walking along and they're like, dead body jumped off, went splat, and they're just kind of like, oh dear.
La 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 la.
Hey, want to come for dinner? Exactly. It's like, what the hell? You don't seem very sad. Yeah.
Like, oh well, moving on.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. I guess I can't really say what's a favorite part I have of the movie because it's not exactly the kind of movie where you're like, yay, how cool is this? You can appreciate the artistry of it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm not sure I'd ever watch it again because I think that, how do I describe it? I'm thinking that once you've already been through the experience of seeing everything that was happening and feeling, again, that kind of helplessness, that waking nightmare feeling, once you've already passed through that, I don't think it would hold up on a second watching.
I've seen it several times. I mean,
okay.
I still like watching it. I mean, I like the vintage 60s stuff, and I like the stylizing of it. And like I said, I like the kooky characters, the kooky neighbors.
Well, I will grant you that the decor was awesome. It made me almost want to go vintage, go to the antique mall.
Yeah, I like that apartment building.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Oh, I think we said that too. There's no way in heck they could afford an apartment of that size.
You had to make a deal with the devil to own that.
Exactly. Literally make a deal with the devil to get that taken care of. Yeah. And they did. Okay, well, is there anything else you want to say about Rosemary's Baby?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, well then we're doing these chronologically. So our next one chronologically is none other than The Exorcist. So tell us about The Exorcist. When did that come out, Maury?
1973.
Wow.
And the director was William Friedkin.
Your favorite freaking director, not?
No, really.
Yeah, Maury doesn't like him.
Yeah, if you like Whiplash, there you go.
I was saying is like if you want to have an ADHD experience.
ADD.
Yeah. No, well, The Exorcist, the first time I watched The Exorcist, I was a teenager, and I just remember being really like, yuck, you know what I mean? It was just like, I wasn't actually frightened by it. I think the only time I had a little bit of fright was that one scene where right after she does that very sick thing with the crucifix, and the mother comes in and the devil like slams the door, and then all of a sudden she's talking in this man's voice in English, and it was like this man's British voice. That was probably the only part that creeped me out, but the rest was just, I think I'm gonna barf. Yeah. I don't know. When did you first watch The Exorcist?
I didn't watch it till I was like grown.
Oh, okay. Yep. What do you think about it when you saw it?
I was bored.
Okay.
Like, this is the scariest movie ever. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Sort of Poopa says he had just moved to Florida when The Exorcist came out, and I grew up near Washington, D.C., and the movie made me feel homesick. Oh, yeah, because it was filmed around Columbia University, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had heard that it was supposed to be real scary, but I mean, they showed like old footage. You can watch old footage of people when they go to see it, and they're sobbing. They're so upset. They're crying, and
I know, they're fainting in the aisles. I'm like, really?
yeah. Okay, it's Georgetown University. Thank you. Yeah. And the only thing I can think of is that it was a movie that had images we really hadn't seen up to that point. I really don't think that kind of stuff was ever shown on screen. I mean, we're used to some really sick stuff nowadays, but at the time, and especially seeing a young girl doing that stuff, I could see how they didn't have the internet, they didn't have cable TV, and if that's the first time you saw something that effed up, I guess I could see how that was the reaction of people. But for me, I think the parts of The Exorcist that I like is the stuff with Father Merrin. I think he's a great character. And I find it very interesting. The priest, I forget what his name was. The one that was
Marin.
No, Father Merrin. He was the exorcist, but the young one, the Jesuit who was having his big crisis of faith.
Damian Karras.
Damian, yes, Father Karras, yes. I liked the way that they showed his background. It was very 70s, when everyone was kind of having a bit of a crisis of faith. And his mother was dying, and he felt very guilty about that. And I think that there was something that the mother said to him where she's like, you were brilliant, went to Harvard, you could have been like a billionaire or something. But he went off to become a priest, and he had some guilt that because he hadn't done that, she was dying alone. And
he couldn't take care of her.
Yeah, exactly. And no children and all that to be with her. And and she died alone. So when the devil is doing his work in this movie, it's not necessarily just the smells and the bells that he does. It's also the psychological thing, and then the way the devil plays on that on him during the exorcism scene. Yeah. Okay, Snorta Poops says, I took an ex on a trip to Washington years later and walked her down Main Street and waited to see if she would recognize the stairs. I'm cruel that way. Yeah, those stairs are pretty famous. Yeah. Well, and I've always had a bit of a problem with The Exorcist, as a grown-up and as a Catholic, is that neither Father Merrin or Father Damian would ever be allowed to do an exorcism, because Father Damian was a priest who was doubting.
Yeah.
He
wasn't strong. He wasn't strong enough to do it.
Exactly. Like a priest that is going through an existential agnostic crisis is not someone that would be good Exorcist material. Yeah, so there would be no way in a million years he would have been allowed near that case. And then, and for slightly different reasons, Father Marin, because he was old and had heart problems, because you also have to be in good physical shape as well. Because guess what happens? Dude keels over from a heart attack.
Yeah.
Well, and we saw what happened with Father Adrian or whatever. He freaked out when the devil started messing with him. So,
Yeah.
So that would never have happened.
No.
Yeah. I guess it's dramatic, and to some of the things that that they didn't do any of the safeguards that they usually. They would have a doctor there. They would have like supporting priests and other, like praying and stuff, because this was based on a real life exorcism case, and it was a young boy, and the priest, one of the priests that was attending there, the exorcism, was the one that was talking about the account. It's like he wasn't doing it, but he was just there praying and supporting. So they got like supporting staff too in these situations. Let me see. I'm looking here at the cast. Yeah, who? Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, they had Max von Sydow, and this movie kind of made a star of Ellen Burstyn. So, yeah, not bad at all. Okay, what does Snortapoopa say? He was very vocal about his doubts too. I have a feeling in real life he would have been sent on sabbatical. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like, they would have been like, take a vacation, Father. Not, oh wow, there's this really huge, big, bad demon. Let's just have you do an exorcism. Why not? Oh gosh, I mean, really. Well, and he wasn't even made an exorcist. Like, you have to like be an exorcist to do an exorcism.
Yeah.
Just saying. But well, and then his friend. I liked his friend. Who was his friend? The other priest, who was kind of, trying to help him out a little bit, and at the end, he's the one who gave him last rites at the end. So that's also how he knew that his soul was saved. He just, got it.
Yeah, until the third movie.
Wait, he was in the third movie?
Yeah.
I forget that. Wait, he died at the end of the first movie, though.
Yeah, but the demon took over his body, and he just got up and walked away.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
No.
I do not remember that. Okay, maybe I blocked it out.
Yeah, the third movie's kind of a mess, too.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, Snortapoopa is saying, in reference to Father Damian. Yeah, sort it out and let us know what you decide. By the way, can you handle this little job before you go? Yeah, I know you got some doubts, dude, but how about
I'm a Protestant, but even I'm like, I don't think that's how exorcisms work.
That's not how the exorcisms work.
Not what my Catholic friends say.
Yeah, I know, and I'm usually such an annoying jerk whenever we do have an exorcism movie, because it's like, oh, wait a second,
The priest would do that. He would do that. That would happen.
Exactly.
It's a movie, Woodrow.
Yeah, I know. Well,
of course, I feel the same way. I feel the same way about like doctor movies, or like whenever you see somebody doing CPR.
Yeah,
like that's not how you do CPR.
Yeah, I remember doctors always complain about that. Yeah, never get your CPR from TV. Yeah, Snortapoopa says at the end of the first movie, his head was reversed. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they fixed it. They fixed it for the third one.
We got you the ultimate reconstruction surgery. Just to have the devil do it. Oh boy.
I do have to tell a story about my cousin Eddie, though.
Oh yes, please tell us. Yeah.
That's this classic. Okay. When the movie came out in the 70s, my cousin Eddie was a teenager and he was working at our local movie theater. And his job was to splice the films together when they came in. So back then it was reels and he had to put them together. So all him and his friends are all, they're all waiting for the Exorcist, right? They're all excited.
Yeah.
So the movie finally comes in. Eddie's working late at night putting it together so they can be the first ones to watch it.
Oh no, I don't like the way this is going. Okay.
So they're up there at the movie theater by themselves in the mall, middle of the night, early morning hours, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And they're watching the movie. And they're all into it. And then they hear this boom. The door slammed right behind them. And then they see the popcorn buckets that were left over from the day. All that old popcorn sitting on the floor and stuff. All the popcorn was flying up in the air. The buckets were flying all over the place. The kids, they start screaming. Some of them run out the fire escape. Eddie's just like stunned. He's just sitting there watching the popcorn just flying everywhere in front of him. And finally, like, the theater gets light enough so he can actually see what's going on. It was the security guard's solid black Great Dane playing with the popcorn boxes. He was just having a good old time. Getting the boxes, shaking them, throwing them up in the air and watching the popcorn fall. He's just having fun.
Oh my God. Well, how do we know it wasn't the devil making the dog do that?
Well, Eddie knew the security guard, and the dog knew Eddie, and the dog like going in there and getting the popcorn.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. No, thank you. I don't care. That's just too much of a coincidence. That's just creepy. I can imagine
the dog was solid black, so you couldn't see him. All you can see is the popcorn boxes flying up everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
Oh gosh. I could just tell Cousin Eddie stories forever.
Oh
it's
yeah.
Hilarious.
Well,
and also the manager of that movie theater, she had a little schnauzer named Lipson. And sometimes she would go up there at night and Lipson would go in the movie theaters and eat the sugar babies off the floor.
Oh, gross. I guess better a dog than a human.
Yeah. So you got Lipson eating the sugar babies and the Great Dane eating the popcorn, playing with the popcorn boxes.
Yeah. Okay, well, welcome to Miss Martin Muses, Ancient One. Thank you for being here, Ancient One. And he has a question. Does Maury have a channel of her own?
No, I don't have a channel of my own. My cat, Sebastian, has an Instagram, though.
Well, there you go. The cat's more famous than she is. Yeah. I think, he probably wants to put the link in the chat. Oh, well, I was afraid that this was going to turn out to be not a true story, but not have that kind of an ending, because you've told me some of his ghost stories that are kind of creepy. So,
yeah. The one that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ancient One.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, I was channeling Ancient One's voice. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. Snortapoopa says, most cats are on Instagram. That is true.
Yep.
And Ancient One, I guess we have a legend is now born for you, Maury. And so we find out that Maury is the cat in disguise for the same reason that Miss Martin Musings happens to be a rose in a flower pot that somehow levitates. You found us out. You found us out. Oh, boy. Well, okay then. always a pleasure. So anything else you want to say about The Exorcist before we move on?
Well, Linda Blair's performance is, of course, brilliant. And I like the makeup, and then the Mercedes and McCambridge and the demon voice. I think they all did excellent jobs.
Yeah.
It's just the director.
Yeah, Maury doesn't like the director. Yeah.
Gosh. Well, I mean, it's just the way trying to watch the movie before you get to the actual exorcism. It's just, I feel like I have ADD. It just jumps from scene to scene to scene.
Yeah.
There's not a good transition between the scenes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you need information here. Here's the information here. Here's the information here. Psh, chop, 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 chop. I mean, that's how it is. And I think that's how all of his movies are.
Yeah, he has a certain style. Yeah, I could see how that.
I just find it very irritating.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, I can see that. And the rewatchability of this movie isn't very high for me. I've seen it probably 3 times. I've read the book, but again, it's just, I don't know, not like, hey kids, let's watch The Exorcist, yay! Not the way other movies.
Yeah, if I watch it again, I'll just skip to the exorcism part.
Yeah,
where it's actually where the director's actually forced to focus on a scene. Because all the action takes place in one room.
Yeah.
It's not jumping all around everywhere.
Yeah. And then they all die. It's like, yeah, it's like you can check in, but you can't check out.
But yeah, I do think, for Linda Blair being so young, I think she did an excellent job of being in that makeup for hours. And the makeup, of course, looked great, and the special effects was great. And
especially for the time. And
and
maybe that was also another reason why people flipped out so much, was because
it was done so well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you watch The Exorcist for. So
yeah, it's an event. It's like something that you got to see to, for what it is. I'd be interested to think what would happen if the exact same movie were to be released today. I don't think it would.
No. Well, hopefully with a better director.
You really hate his guts. Oh, sort of poop is sorry, but if it hadn't been for The Exorcist, we would never have had Repossessed.
Oh no, that terrible movie! No, repossessed. Do you remember that, Woodrow?
Yeah, Teresa.
Teresa.
Yeah, it's okay. You can, as long as they're all my fake names. It's all right. With what's his name? The guy from Naked Gun.
Yes.
Yeah. I started watching it like on a cable thing, and I'm just like, this is so dumb. I mean, it's not even funny dumb, It's
it's dumb.
Yeah, just dumb.
But the guy is right. He does look like Luke Skywalker. He does look like Luke Skywalker. I was like, man, he does look like Luke Skywalker.
Wait, who looks like Luke Skywalker?
That dude that's in the Repossessed.
Oh, okay.
Because he does a Luke Skywalker thing, like he's a Jedi. I'm like, oh my gosh, he does look like Mark Hamill. Because he had like the similar haircut.
Oh, gotcha.
Kind of like blonde at the time.
Yeah. Wait, is that a comment you're seeing? Someone saying that? About looking like Luke Skywalker?
No, that was in the movie.
Oh, in the movie. Oh, okay. Because I'm like, oh, great. Did I accidentally hide somebody?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. I got it.
It was in the movie Repossessed.
Yeah.
Because didn't he do like there she's possessed, like he does like he's getting ready for battle and he does a Luke Skywalker Jedi thing.
Oh, well. I'm sorry I missed it. I didn't get past like the first 10 minutes of that one. Yeah. Snorter Poopa says, sorry. At least Reagan's mother was a famous actress. Otherwise, she could never afforded to lease that Georgetown house. That is correct.
Exactly.
Yeah. They always get to have those big houses. Yeah. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Maury?
Well, just that I watched Repossessed all the way through.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's dedication for you there.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I think that we've done that devil to death. I guess if as an aside, they did the prequel movie to The Exorcist, and that was actually really, really good. About the young Father Marin when he is on the archaeological dig. They kind of showed at the beginning of the movie. This was actually when he was there way back when, and then there's that little statue thing that he finds. So it's kind of all about that.
Okay, well, I had to watch that.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. It really is. Because talks about his crisis of faith, because he had a crisis of faith, but he earned the crisis of faith. The other father was feeling sorry for himself. This dude, all I'll say is this dude lived through Nazi-occupied Poland, so yeah. Okay, and as Snorter Poopa says, on to the next devil. Yes, let's do this.
Omen. Yeah, that we both like.
Yeah, the Omen. Out of all of these, this is my favorite, and I think you said it's yours too.
Yeah, Richard Donner. You can never go wrong with Richard Donner.
Yeah. Oh boy,
so many good movies.
And Gregory Peck and Damian, I did it all for you.
I know. How cute was Damian?
I know.
He's such a little cutie pie.
Cute little son of Satan. Well, speaking of, again, this idea that these women never seem to be allowed to make their own decisions. At the beginning of the movie, it's like, well, the baby died. Giving stillborn, but hey, we've got this other baby that just came in. Why don't you just adopt him and don't tell the wife? Just say, hey, this is the baby. And he's like, okay,
we have her knocked out.
Yeah, she won't
She'll never know.
She'll never know. And he's like, sure. Why not? And I'm like, gosh, guys, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, just deceive that wife. But yeah, and as far as we know, it's been a while since I've seen it, that they actually killed the baby, right? The baby wasn't born dead.
It showed that they hit the baby in the head.
Yeah, that's I shouldn't laugh.
There ain't no coming back with that.
Yeah, it's like, the baby was born dead after we sledgehammered it. Yeah. It's terrible. I mean, but
gosh.
Yeah, but that's what makes these classic ones such good horror, because that really is messed up. You know,
Yeah.
that is horrific what these people do. Uh, but and yeah, so that's how it starts. You know, what could possibly go wrong, and yeah, and then the nanny just decides to kill herself. Now, was that just a situation where the devil was just messing around, or Damian was just messing around? It's like, maybe I'll like get her to kill herself. Wouldn't that be funny? Because I mean, it wasn't like she knew anything.
No.
Oh, I remember why. My fault. Duh.
Eh.
They wanted the creepy nanny to show up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they had to get rid of the other one. But you know,
Which the
so
creepy nanny wasn't really supposed to be creepy to begin with. That actress did that herself.
Oh,
which was-
really?
Yeah. Which was, a good call because
Yeah, she was great.
yeah, that was great.
And she ended up murdering the mother
Mm-hmm.
because well, the mother was starting to figure something out. Like,
Yeah,
crap is creepy around
Damian
here.
wasn't hers.
Yeah, it's like, oops, she can't find out that we bopped the other baby on the head and all that.
Yeah. Billy Whitelaw, that was the actress's name.
Yeah,
That played Mrs. Baylock.
yeah,
And it was her idea to be an evil nanny.
yeah.
So
And
good call on that.
Yeah, good call. 2 thumbs up. We endorse that decision. We endorse that decision here at Miss Merton Muses. But this movie is a classic example of just a feeling of the creepiness of it and dread that you're getting throughout the whole thing. It's not like a lot actually happens action wise, but it's just this slow build and this, you just know crap's bad.
Yeah.
Um
And of course, David Warner, he's good in it. Is a photographer.
oh yeah. Yeah, he gets killed too, right? They all
Oh
get
yeah,
killed.
he gets decapitated.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. With the glass. Oh gosh, that is so creepy. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then Gregory Peck, classic.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great actor.
Just look him up. Go watch everything he's been in.
Yeah. To Kill Mockingbird, he won an Oscar for that one.
Yep.
Well,
and Richard Donner, director.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
Superman, he did Superman 1978,
Yeah.
Superman 2, The Toy, Lady Hawk, The Goonies, Lethal Weapon series,
Lethal Weapon,
Scrooged.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a lot of good movies under his belt too.
So unlike the Exorcist director, Maury likes this guy.
Yes, Richard Donner,
good guy. Yeah, he's awesome. He and gosh, he did a really good job with this one. And if I recall correctly, this was kind of similar to the Rosemary's Baby deal because was it the father or was it the mother that they went and dug up the body? I think it was the mother.
The mother of Damian is a dog, is a jackal. Damian's not human at all.
Yeah. Okay, so she was a oh gosh, yeah, she was, and she died giving birth, right?
Yeah,
because her
jackal.
stomach was all bleh. Oh my gosh. So how did Damian get his human form? That's what I never understood.
I guess it was just chosen for him because he's not human.
Yeah. So his mom was a dog, and his dad
dad's the devil.
Was a devil. Okay, so unlike Rosemary's Baby, who at least had one human. Yeah, he had a jackal being the mama.
Damian ain't got a chance in hell to be redeemed.
My gosh. Well, I'm glad they didn't show us that rape scene.
Or whatever that was.
Oh yeah, whatever it was. Well, animals, it's never consensual. But at least it's not got the director who shall not be named. You see, that's what you see. You don't get that sick stuff when you don't have a sick director doing it.
No, really.
I mean, gosh, you had to be seriously sick to do that other stuff. In Rosemary's
yeah,
Baby.
in the Omen, the score, Jerry Goldsmith, he won an Oscar for Best Original Score for that.
Oh, I believe it. That man was an amazing director, score and composer. Actually, is he still alive? I forget.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're all old now, anyways. But yeah. So yeah, we have that, and then we have, of course, that famous scene. Wasn't that like at his? It was his birthday party where the nanny, yeah, I'll do it for you, and then she just jumps in, kills herself, and he's just like, oh, look,
okay,
just
whatever,
hung
that's
herself.
cool.
Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah, okay, let's move on. And yeah, the fact that he didn't even get disturbed or anything, and I think that was also what made this movie kind of scary, was the fact that nothing's phasing this kid. I mean, it's like, whatever, yeah, okay, no problem. And if I'm correct, we never actually see him smile until the very end,
Exactly.
when they're all dead, and he's like, hey, now I'm gonna be a happy kid.
Yep.
Yeah, and of course that's
Harvey Stevens was his name.
Okay. Yeah.
Cutie little pie.
Yeah, little baby. Okay, yeah, Jerry Goldsmith is dead. He died in 2004. Okay, thank you. But of course, that's a classic moment at the end of the movie when he does. He just looks to just smile.
Yeah, the kid was actually blonde. They dyed his hair black.
Well, that makes sense. Oh, and then there was the priest who was kind of onto stuff, and I forget what he was. Yeah, he got killed by wasn't he killed
steeple?
Like? Yeah, a steeple fell on him and impaled him, and yeah. And I think that this is similar to Rosemary's Baby in that no matter what people tried to do, they couldn't win. You know, there was always like some trap or some horrible death waiting for them. Kind of like Final Destination, but much more serious and better done. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Nora Poopin says Father Brennan played by Patrick Troughton. Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, before we move on, the Ancient One has a question. Yeah, sorry, I didn't catch this. Ancient One says, "Ever plan to continue the Once Upon a Time rewatch live streams? Be amazed if you plan on that. You know, maybe I might be doing something for the 10th anniversary of the pilot. That's this month. That's coming up in like a week or two, isn't it, Maury?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. Why not? Yeah, Once Upon a Time was a fantastic show until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just made you mad.
Yeah, and it made you mad.
Be so much better.
Exactly. But okay. Oh, and then the other iconic moment, so I was taking a sip, is when the dad kind of starts to figure it out that he might be the devil, and he goes to look for the sign on him, and he finally finds it like on his head, and it's 666.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's how he knows. Oops.
Oopsies, I adopted the wrong kid.
Exactly. Serves you right. Next time someone says, well, your wife's kid died, why don't you take this extra one and
here, see this free baby.
Yeah, we give you a freebie. Yeah. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. And oh yeah, and it's right about that time. Oh, the dogs. I forgot the dogs at that scene. Yeah, because the dogs are always like, because we're like,
the Rottweilers.
Yeah, Satan's dogs. And that's another thing, that they can just show like a dog sitting there barking and growling and snarling and have it freak you out.
Yeah, like the dog that Miss Baylor had. Like,
Mhm.
that was a friendly dog. He just wanted to play with everyone. It wasn't vicious at all.
Yeah. Oh gosh. And then the crazy nanny then
Yeah.
tried to fight to the death or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, was he gonna actually kill him? Or I don't know if he'd gotten that far. Like that he realized that he had to kill his own son, or
Yeah, I think he was. He was going
yeah,
to.
he was getting there. Yeah, it's like, well,
And then the police shot him.
yeah, okay, gotcha. Well, and again, that just goes to show that no matter what you do, it won't work, because yeah, people see a dude like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, yeah. That's my version of crazy. It's like, yeah, they would look and they're like, yeah, this dude's out of his mind. And the fact that they had a Satan's kid, they worked it out that he would be with a very powerful person, so that he'd be in a powerful position to be a politician.
Mhm.
Yeah, an ambassador's son.
Yep. And the other two
Rich.
movies that go with this one, the sequels are, they're done well too.
Okay, yeah, I watched, I think, the third one, the one with Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Does he eventually become like the president or something, or was he running? I forget.
He was trying. He was
Okay.
trying.
Yeah, because he never actually succeeds in like taking over the
Oh,
world.
no.
Yeah. Well, so there you go. So nothing to worry about, kids. Nothing to worry about. It'll all work out in the end. And as I said, the great moment when he just turns and smiles, and that's the end. And from here on out, the name Damian is associated with devil babies, so which is not cool. Poor Damian. All the people named Damian. It's not their fault.
I know, the priest in the other movie is called Damian.
Yeah, I mean, Damian is a saint of the early church.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I'm curious, though, since we're looking up names, seeing about the significance, like, because Damian, I'm curious what it means. To tame or subdue. It can also mean master, overcome, or conquer. Well, there you are. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yay. We have a lot of demon children running around, apparently. Oh, Ancient One says, this question I have in mind: once you decide to end the live stream for the day, do you wish to raid someone with the raiding hashtag Roses Muses Raid or something similar? Yeah, though I'm not sure if there's one to raid. If you know a one to raid, let me know and put the link in the chat. Actually, approve it for me. I don't want it to go to some Satanist one, and we've talked enough about Satan. Like, hello. I've never seen the later Omen movies. Yeah, I think I did. I just completely forget about them.
Yeah, they're good. I've seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're solid.
Yeah.
If you want to, I'd check those out.
Yeah, maybe I should. This will be a good time to do it. Being Spooktober, and take care of that. Okay, we have Ancient One says we have a lot of demon children running around. Apparently, sadly, we do. Maybe that's the explanation. We have Rosemary's baby. We have Damian, and who knows whatever that demon was up to in The Exorcist. Oh, there's Lady Toriel. Well, hello there. Are you saying children are demons? No. Well, maybe some. No. Though maybe, it wouldn't hurt to have a few of them be splashed with holy water now and then. I do know one. It's a video gaming live stream. Well, which channel are you talking about? Yep. And saying, yay, Lady Toriel. Yeah, Lady Toriel, we're winding down, but we're just finishing up the Omen. We've talked about Rosemary's Baby. We have talked about the Exorcist, and we are now with the Omen. Everyone's yelling, "Yay!" Everyone loves Lady Toriel. Ancient One says, "Fill the bathtub with holy water." Well, that's a lot of holy water, but Snort Poop is children, demons. Well, now that you mention it, oh gosh. Well, I was mentioning in backstage that I've started watching the Exorcist TV series. It ran from like 2016 to 2017.
Excellent.
And it is really good so far. Yeah, and you endorse it too. Yeah.
Yep.
So far though, the only part I can't stand is Gina Davis's plastic surgery. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh.
It is horrible. She looks like the Joker. I'm like, girl, I would far rather have seen you in wrinkles than seen that. I mean, she looks like she's the demon-possessed one. It really is scary. It really does remind me of the Joker, because like around her cheeks and stuff where it's really,
yeah, and then the lighting is really bad.
Yeah, really bad plastic surgery going on there. But I really like the actors that play the priests and the Exorcist. I think he's a Brit. I can't tell if he's a Brit or Australian, the actor who plays him, but really, really good. And down to earth, and that's what I kind of like. So I'm gonna see how the show keeps going. I figured, well, why not? It's on Hulu. I have Hulu Premium, so I'll see what's what. Okay, well, as we wind down this pate, anything about anything more? Oops. Well, never mind. Maury muted herself, so she doesn't want to say anything. But if she did want to say,
I had a cough.
no worries. I was just like,
I didn't want to cough in everybody's ears.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, oh, great. Just right when I ask you a question, she disappears. Lady Toriel says, only here in the U.S. do you have to stay young looking. Yeah. The only thing is, though, they don't even stay young looking. They just look like old people with plastic on their faces. It's really creepy. Okay, so Maury, any final thoughts about any of these movies?
I pretty much said everything about these.
Yeah. And any other horror movies you're planning to watch for the rest of this month?
Oh, I have to decide. There's so many.
Yeah. Well, I'm planning, while you're thinking, I'm planning to finish up the Exorcist TV series, and I want to watch the first Saw, and I want to rewatch the first Halloween and then the new Halloween. The one where they pretended everything else didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, I prefer the Druids. I know a lot of Halloween people didn't like the Druid storyline, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish they'd gone full throttle with it if they were going to do it. It's not do half and half with it, but
yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. What else? I think I just said earlier. I was thinking of doing the rest of the Omen movies.
Yep, those are good.
Yeah. All right. And of course, the disclaimer. Obviously, I do not endorse the devil or any of his works.
No.
Yeah. Well, and I think
that's keep it in the movies.
Yeah, keep it in the movies. But I also think that that's another reason why I kind of like these movies. That they do keep to the traditional view that it's not a good thing. It's not like they're all like, ooh, I'm kind of thinking maybe the devil's not so bad and all that. Okay. Your response is a voice chat. Oh wait, I'm not sure. What you're saying, is it worth pointing out that we should stay on the live stream rating for at least 5 minutes for it to count the live streamer will raid also. That's guess what you're live streaming. I see. Okay. Well, we're about ready to quit, Ancient One. So if you know when to raid, go ahead. And otherwise, like I said, I just don't see anyone hanging around right now. They'll be up. They'll be out later in the day. And we like raiding because we're nice people here, and why not? So I'm planning to keep up with Terror Tuesday. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but hopefully. So if you have not already, please like, share, and subscribe. I want to get to 5. What do you call it? 500. Because then I can say I'm 500, I guess, because I don't. You don't get any perks for being 500. I guess I would be 50%. 50%. Lightning Farron. Okay, well, if y'all want to raid that, please go ahead and do so. It's that gaming stream, and what the Roses raid. That's what Ancient One is saying. So, yes, we like to support each other here. So have a good day, everyone. Have a good day. And be certain that if the devil comes to make a deal with you, don't.
Just say no.